Well, it's finals time, and we've had kids in finals all week, and started last Friday. And of course, we had a heck of a game on Sunday against a really good Oklahoma State team. Was proud of our kids' toughness that day, and allowed us. I think that's what allowed us to find a way to beat a really good team who had a really good guard that got hot, and we just didn't have an answer for. But again, this week's been finals. Tomorrow will be the last day. It's today Thursday. Today's the last day. And then excited to have Jordan eligible. She's been working hard for a year. She really adds a lot to our team, on and off the court. It's really been fun to have her with us for the last year. Her energy in practice has really made us better. She was a very integral part of our success a year ago, even though she didn't play in a game. It got us ready every day. She's the kid that brings it every day, and so we're excited to be able to start playing her, and she's ready. And so we'll look forward to playing a really good Little Rock team on Sunday. I've known Joe a long time. Does a great job. We had a knockdown drag out with him a year ago over there, and I expect nothing less this Sunday. They're really good defensively. They run a motion offense. They're very patient. They take great care of the ball, and so this will be a great challenge for us in a week where we've had a couple days off just to try to finish up with our schoolwork. I'm excited about what our potential grades are this semester. I'm really proud of our kids, so hopefully those will all come through like I think they are, and we'll have another banner semester academically.
Jordan, what's the anticipation been like for you this week? For a year you've been trying to, I guess, help your teammates get better, but this week preparing for an actual game. What's it been like?
It's been pretty good. I've been anxious to play, so I'm always playing on the black team with the practice guys, and this week I don't get to wear the jersey, so it's kind of bittersweet at the same time, but I think I'm ready for it.
Hey Morgan, what type of player is Jordan? What can we expect from her, and how does she help this team?
She's a great defensive player. Glad she's gonna be on my team in practice now, because I don't like when she guard me. I don't like when I have to guard her in practice. It's very hard because she's very fast. And throughout her time being here, I've been seeing her jump shot get better. I mean, she's knocking down shots, she can jump, she rebounds. I mean, she does it all. I mean, you're gonna know Jordan when she plays. You remember her after watching the game.
What went into your to making the decision to come to Mississippi State? What was it that stood out about Coach Schaefer, and why did you choose to come here?
I knew that it was a good program from the beginning. When I came here, all of the people here, they were so nice, and it felt like a family. So it just felt right when I was here on my visit to come.
Arkansas and Oklahoma State were your two finalists?
Yes.
Was Mississippi State in that mix?
They were. I just never took my visit here.
Can you talk about what Pastor Phillips has meant to you spiritually and basketball-wise?
He's been a great deal since he is my grandfather as well. He's just taught me a lot on and off the court about what I need to work on and how to keep faith during the hard times, especially with transferring and everything. So he's gave me a lot of wisdom.
I hear that he's given you some pointers about how to make sermons as well.
Yes, he used to.
Used to?
Yes.
Do you still do?
No, I don't do it anymore.
No. Why not?
I'm not really sure. I just don't.
Jordan, what's kept you motivated over this last year? I know it's probably been tough just practicing and not getting rewarded with game time, but what's kept you motivated?
Really, watching last year's team, especially when I seen how far they made it, and I just wanted to bring that back again this year. I want to make sure that I could help the team as well, get back to another Final Four season.
Where do you think you can help the most?
I think I can help defensively. I also think that I could get to the rim a lot and get to the free throw line.
Morgan, you look to taking exams this time of year, trying to get ready for games and practice and all that. How do you balance all that? What is it like for a student athlete during this time of year?
It's really hard because you have to sometimes.
She's assertive also.
Not like Chris, though. Either one's fine.
I mean, as a student athlete, I feel like when I came here, Coach Schaefer, he told us how to bounce it out. Get through with practice, go home and study. You can sleep later, stuff like that. So, I mean, priorities first, schoolwork, basketball, all that. So, I mean, you really got to bounce it out because you don't want to go bum a final. I mean, not your parents going to be mad, but Coach Schaefer's going to be mad too. So, you might as well just go study, make the best grades you can get.
Morgan, you were asked earlier about Jordan and her offensive game. From when she first arrived, how much do you think that maybe she was regarded as one kind of a player who would use her quickness to get to the rim and create things that way, and how she's maybe transformed her game, developed her game to become more than just one kind of a player?
I wouldn't say she was just one type of player, but I know like her defense turns to offense, and she always got layups. That's all we saw Joe did. She was ripping us top of the key in the first 9-4 feet from the basket. So, I mean, she was getting all layups on us. Now, I mean, she come down in transition, shoot a mid-range jumper, see her shoot threes. I mean, she's doing it all. So, I mean, it's great. It's a great piece we're adding to our team. So I'm excited.
Morgan, before you put her place, stretch basketball, you think more close consistent, what do you think?
Yeah, I think she's playing best basketball, but, I mean, I've been here since Tori got here. I mean, I've seen her make a lot of buckets. I guess it's her most efficient year, I should say. I mean, she's getting good numbers, making a lot of shots. I mean, can't stop her right now.
Jordan, how do you think that you've matured off the floor too? You've had some good success from what I understand outside of the court in the classroom too.
I feel like that I've learned that I need to take care of my schoolwork first. And being at Mississippi State, we have no choice. We have to go to study hall. We have mandatory study hall every week. So it allows me to get my work done during those times. And I just realized that once I get if I get my work done early, I won't have any problems in the end.
Do you think that's been a realization that you've made over the past 6 months, past year?
Yeah.
Any other questions for the players? All right, thanks, Jordan. Thanks, Mike.
Appreciate you.
All right, questions for Coach?
Hey Dick, was that pretty much an accurate assessment that Morgan gave of Jordan's game?
Yeah, I think she's a really good rebounder too. I think she's going to help us, rebounding a little bit. She's just an if you had to describe her, she's explosive. I think she's explosive with her quickness. I think she's explosive to the rim. I think she's an explosive rebounder. So she's probably the best athlete on the team. She's really athletic and just an explosive, quick athlete. She does some freakish things, sometimes. So I'm excited that she's going to give us a little depth out there on the perimeter and maybe allow us to do some other things that I've been concerned about doing. We've been doing it, but I think it'll really allow us to continue to do some things that we like to do here. Maybe doing better, probably. Jordan was a great student in high school. She fell off when she left high school. When she came here, I wanted her to get back to being that really good student because she's really smart. She's going to make 1B this semester, and she's not taking easy classes. She's got a really good GPA, it's up there, 3.7, 3.8. It's since she's been here. So she's really doing a good. I thought she was going to be able to pull 4-point this semester, but she's going to fall just a little bit short in one class. So she's really smart, and I'm proud of her for changing back to where she should have been after she left high school.
I know Oklahoma State's a really good basketball team and probably going to get better as the year goes on, but what were some issues you saw that they presented that gave your team trouble that you really had to work on this week? I know you weren't happy with the points that were scored.
No, I mean, I thought, it's a bad time of year to be playing a really good team. When you've started finals on Friday, we had a reading day, a dead day. We had come back from playing on Wednesday off the road. And again, you culminate that with they're really good, they're well coached. I thought they attacked us well offensively and defensively. I just felt like we were, we had our hands full with the one guard in particular, and I thought she gave us problems. I was really disappointed at our inside play, and again, I think our kids see, they made a conscious effort. They weren't going to guard Mo. Mo goes 5 for 10, had 15 points. Should have had 19 because she missed 4 free throws. But it's hard to pick you're going to have to pick your poison when you guard us. And, they were going to pick that poison, and Mo hurt them a little bit. But they took T away. And so Tiara, number one's got to learn from that. We can't have 5 turnovers from her and going 1 for 4. So the film was good for her this week, but it was also good for our team to see, Mo needs to take that as a slap in the face. You think you're not going to guard me, really? And so I think that's what we spent an hour in the film room last night just watching some things. I thought they attacked our press. We got a little bit out of the press, but I think if we had to have who won the battle, I think they won the battle, our press being effective versus them being effective against our press. So. And again, it had a lot to do with a 6th-year senior point guard. That kid's been around a while, and so she looked like it, But again, well coached, a lot of respect for that program, coaching staff, and it was a heck of a game. I ran into him at the veranda afterwards, and I told the team, I said, if that game felt like an NCAA tournament game to me. I thought both teams really played hard and made plays. I made a mistake, made some substitutions late, trying to get some kids off the floor, give them a little ovation from the fans, put some kids in that weren't ready, and we didn't close the game out right.
When you look at Morgan's production, you said before that both she and Jazz have it in them to score double figures or to carry a team if needed. But when you look at the fact that she didn't have any assists in that game, where's the balance? And I know it was a different kind of a game, so it doesn't lend itself to that. But where's the balance with her between scoring and getting assists? Is that still kind of a work in progress?
Well, I think, you got to be careful, as players, you can't be worried about numbers, whether it's you're worried about getting your points, worried about getting your assists, worried about having turnovers. You can't worry. You just got to play the game. Let the numbers take care of themselves. We all know Morgan can be a 41-point player, or she can go get 2 and 10 assists. That's the job of a point guard. You got to take what they're giving you that night. If somebody dares think that they're not going to guard me, I'm going to make them pay. And so I think for that particular game, we ran a lot of stuff where there's not going to be a lot of assists. I think we've been getting a lot of assists in transition, finding my shooter, spotting up on the perimeter, penetrating out of transition and kicking. We didn't have hardly any transition against Oklahoma State. And so, when teams are getting 2 back, it's hard to go the other way and get transition. So I think that's where some of our assists went. Blair went 1 for 6, so I'm looking at that going, well, there's 5 assists right there. She missed 5 shots. Because typically Blair's not creating; she's the benefit of somebody creating. So I think numbers are going to be. Sometimes don't really tell the true story. I'll take 79 points every night.
Notice that Nia Tate didn't dress the other day. Do you know how long she's going to be out?
Who?
Nia Tate.
I don't. She was back in practice yesterday doing a little bit. It's. I really don't. I don't know how long she'll be. She's been limited for a while. So it's day to day with her, and like I said yesterday, she was back in practice doing a little bit.
Let's ask Morgan if she thought Victoria was playing her most consistent basketball. What do you think?
I think she certainly is playing her most efficient for sure. I think she used that word as well. She's shooting at a really good percentage. She's not taking bad shots. She's not taking forced shots. She's getting a lot of really good shots. Shots to the rim, mid-range. She's not settling for the three as much as she has in the past. But she's really shooting the ball at a really good number. And again, I think that has to do with her ability to get to where she wants to on the floor, get to her spots. And, what we're running offensively, she's been getting some really, really good stuff. And again, I think she's matured. She realizes she doesn't have to go take a bad shot or force a shot. She can defer to Rowe and Blair and T a little bit. So.
When you look at your defense, you said the other day that you didn't really like 76 at Oklahoma State. Where's your defense in your estimation? Because you're forcing a lot of turnovers, you're getting a lot of points off of turnovers, which is really been a boost so far. Is one kind of propping the other up in the sense that you're getting so much production off of the turnovers that you're forcing?
Yeah, I mean, I think our defense has a long way to go. I think we've got some kids playing well, and some are still trying to figure it out. So it's, obviously for our four players, and Jonica and Chloe, it's completely different than anything they've ever done. In Tiara, you're still trying to teach her the importance of doing some things that she never had to do before she got here. As far as when you got five players that can step out and face up, you got to get out there and guard them at the three-point line, and preferably you get out there and deny them at the three-point line. So that's new for her. Zion's, who's playing really well. She's doing some really good things for us. She's productive in her minutes played, and she got her hands on some shots the other day. But I just think defensively, this time of year, you're never where you want to be. The fact that we have four senior guards that do know what we want and how we want it, as well as Jazz, it's a plus for sure. But Jordan's going to be able to bring a little bit of that quickness and explosiveness that we need defensively, toughness. So we're still a long way from where I hope we will be defensively.
Do you envision her being able to be a player who can guard someone like the Oklahoma State 6-year senior that you mentioned, and maybe some of the other bigger guards that she'll probably face?
Yeah, no doubt. I think she's going to be, her and Rowe. Like I said, if I had to do it again, I'd probably put Rowe on that point guard a little more on Sunday. But I think Jordan is going to be somebody that we're going to be able to use, in roles where we need to stop somebody.
The choir has gotten bigger over the years, as you like to call it. With next week, the luncheon series starting up, that was one of the grassroots things that you really did to try to build support.
Right.
Now that you've been so successful in filling them up, what are some other grassroots things that you could maybe point to down the road that you're going to kind of roll out, so to speak, to try to keep the momentum going?
Sure. Well, I think number one, you got to keep your product rolling. You got to keep recruiting. You got to keep getting quality young people in here, young student athletes that embrace what we do and how we do it. I was talking to the team last night in the film room, and my conversations with our team, y'all, a lot more often than not have nothing to do with X's and O's. Most of the time when I get up and speak to them in the film room prior to a practice, or even when we call them up at half court before we practice, has nothing to do with X's and O's. I mean, yes, last night it was about controlling the controllables. What are the controllables? And So, you know, it's real important that we get student athletes that embrace not only what we do, but how we do it. It's not for everybody, but we have structure, discipline in place for their benefit. We have rules in place for their benefit, both support academically, basketball-wise, safety, the whole 9 yards. And so we've got to continue to do that. I'd like to have an elementary school day game, you know, where we bring in 5,000, 6,000 elementary school kids and bus them in from Columbus, West Point, Starkville, you know, and have an elementary school day. I think that would be a real fun experience for those kids. If you've ever been in a building with 6,000 screaming elementary school kids, you guys might not want to cover us that day because it's pretty loud and I'm not, you know, it's just a different environment. But you know, it's a way for us to expose our kids and our program to young kids. It's what I've always appreciated about being here is that we've made our game, our sport, our student athletes accessible to young kids at the grassroots level. To me, that's where you can make an impact and an impression. I don't want to price those kids, those families out of being able to come and have role models. To me, that's the important thing that we've been able to do here. To me, it's not about making $1 or $2 or $3, whatever it is. I want those kids in our building. Number one, they provide an atmosphere. Number two, it's a way for us to give back to our community by providing them, parents, grandmas, grandpas, aunts, and uncles, providing their kids a role model. And I think that's what you do in a community of our size. So I think an elementary school day game would be really cool. Again, I enjoyed playing in Jackson. I thought that was really special. I think next year we try to go to Tupelo. You know, we've been to the coast, we've been to Jackson, now we try to go to Tupelo. And so we just take our team out to the public, out to the state, and let them have a chance, let people have a chance to see us that typically haven't had a chance. So the luncheons are, hey, look, I've gotten more phone calls in my office in the last month about when our luncheons are than anything else that I've got going right now. Mary Ann's had to answer that question a bunch lately. And so we've got one coming up, I guess, next week on Tuesday. And that'll be our first one. That's also the Christmas one. So our student athletes will be singing the 12 Days of Christmas as we always do.
You mentioned about Jordan and her getting back to where she was as a more of a student back when she was in high school. What do you think accounted for that epiphany, realization, whatever?
I think it's a focus for us. It's a understanding going in. You know, when I was talking to her, I really talked to her about maybe trying to pull off the 1.5 years sitting out so she'd have 2 full years. She was open to that, and that's really what made me open to her. Then we talked about her schoolwork, and I knew when I recruited her, she was a really good student, and I knew that for some reason in her time at Arkansas, she wasn't that, you know, she had fallen off some. And so I think there was an understanding from the get-go, hey, school's important here. Your academics are very important to me. I want you to be the best student you can be. Again, as y'all know, everybody has, you know, I wasn't a great student. I'll give you the baseline. There's others like her that can be really good students, you know. And so we all need to do the best we can, whatever level we're at. She's at a level where she can make all A's, and I want her to make all A's. And so, you know, I don't know what happened. It's not important. What's important is how she's responded since she's been here. And she's been an absolute jewel. I mean, just wonderful, wonderful kid. Never a bad day. I mean, I don't know that I've ever had her in practice where she didn't go extremely hard, bust it. She's just been great. So I'm happy for her that this day's come a little bit sooner. Because I think she's been chomping at the bit to do it. And, you know, when he went down and I had the conversation with her, you know, she said, hey, I'm good, let's go.
Any other questions? All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.